Hello everyone, this is Srikanth Rajan from AR Pro. Welcome back to yet another interesting video from AR Pro Academy. Well, in this series, we have been understanding about how to choose the right car that matches your requirements. We have earlier discussed about the different kind of features that could be helpful for the kind of usage that we have. That could be for a city drive or even a highway drive. If you have missed that video, immediately go to the link given here and go through that video. In today's video, we are discussing about the automatic transmissions available in cars. Automatic transmissions are always considered as a comfort feature. This gives you comfortable driving, be it in city or highways. But with so many automatic variants around, it is really difficult to decide which one is the right one for you. This video will make your work easier. When we talk about the different kinds of automatic transmissions available in a car in India today, they can be classified into 5 different types. The first one is a torque converter gearbox. The second one is a CVT gearbox. And then there is the AMT, then the IMT, and finally the DCT. We will get to know about them. Coming to the first one, that is torque converter. The torque converter gearbox is one of the most primitive ones and can be seen in many cars across. Earlier, it used to be seen only on luxury cars. So if you see, most of the cars like BMW and Mercedes come with a torque converter gearbox. Similarly, if you look at some SUVs like the Ford Endeavour or even the Fortuner, all these vehicles come with a torque converter gearbox. I'll not go into the technical part because if you want that, of course, there are many other sources available for that. But let me tell you about the benefits of having a torque converter gearbox. One of the best benefits of having a torque converter gearbox is that they are gearbox that supports good high-speed drivability. So that means even if you're driving at 3-digit speeds continuously, a torque converter gearbox can give you fantastic performance. Similarly, due to its characteristic, these cars are also fantastic to drive on twisty roads or even a guard section where you feel you need to shift your gears frequently. So if you majorly drive on highways at good speeds, or frequently drive on guard sections or twisty winding roads, then I would suggest go for a torque converter gearbox or a DCT. Well, there are 2 small disadvantages to this gearbox as well. First one, of course, the fuel efficiency. If you're looking at kitna deti hai, this is not the gearbox for you. Because the fuel efficiency is not that great for automatic transmission with a torque converter gearbox. The second disadvantage being, a torque converter gearbox is slightly costlier to buy. And that is a very reason, if you see, it's most of the higher end cars that comes with a torque converter gearbox. Earlier, we used to have even hatchbacks with torque converter gearbox, but the cost efficiency was a challenge. And hence, most of the manufacturers today have discontinued a torque converter gearbox on a hatchback. The next famous gearbox in automatics is a CVT. CVT is a variable transmission and a very common transmission to most of us because I am sure all of you would have driven at least an Activa or any of these automatic two-wheelers. They come with a CVT or a variable transmission. Well, one of the biggest benefit of having a CVT is it's very smooth to drive and there is literally no gear shift. Since this does not have a gear shift, I'm sure you've never felt a gear shifting when you drive an Activa or any of those vehicles. The benefit, it has unlimited gear ratios because of which you get fantastic fuel efficiency. I could say this is one of the most fuel efficient automatic transmission available across any of the segment. And of course, when there is no gear shift, your drive is also smooth. I'm sure many of you might have driven a Honda City or a Honda Jazz or even a Hyundai i20 which comes with a CVT gearbox. They are so smooth to drive, so easy to drive, and in fact, very silent and no jerks at all. Sounds fantastic, right? But then they also have a disadvantage. Well, being such a smooth and fantastic gearbox, you lose the fun to drive when you actually drive this vehicle. There is a visible lag when you try to accelerate a vehicle with a CVT transmission. Especially if you're on a slope, on an uphill, there are chances you will just hate this gearbox. The second disadvantage would be that for a person who's not used to driving a CVT, it takes a little while before you get set with the transmission. Judging on overtaking, the power delivery, all these things takes a while for the driver to set in on the car. We also call this the rubber band effect. Because when you accelerate, you actually feel that kind of rubber bandish effect where the car takes a while to start pulling forward. Cars like Honda City and Honda Jazz do give a paddle shift on the steering as well, but still, I would say if you're looking for a car for highways, stay away from CVT. But if you're looking for a car for city, I would suggest go for a CVT. That gives you fantastic fuel efficiency and a very smooth ride, and it is a fantastic experience to own. Well, I guess you're now very clear on what is the kind of gearbox you should go for when you go for a city or a highway. Yes, so if you're going for a highway, go for a torque converter gearbox, and if you're going for a city drive, go for a CVT gearbox. Now, apart from this, we have spoken about 3 more automatic gearbox, which I will tell you about in the next video. If you have any questions, immediately go down below this video and comment your questions. We will get back to you on that as soon as possible. And do share this video with your friends and family, and do subscribe to our channel for more interesting info on automobiles. With that, this is Srikanth Rajan signing off until we meet up in the next video. Goodbye.